Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Hey, yo, today's topic, the NFL's parody. Oh, yes. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me good. Hear me well. Look, when you're watching professional sports, matter of fact, when you're watching sports in general, you usually know who the 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 teams are going to be in the end. Usually. The NBA has been notorious for this, right? College football has been notorious for this, right? Golfing has been notorious for this, right? Like, no matter how much you hope the underdog wins, right? It's not likely, you know what I'm saying, that they really, have diversity at the top. Because it's usually 2 to 3 to maybe 4 people or teams that are going to come out at the top year in, year out. The NBA did it when it was Golden State, Cleveland, Golden State with the Heat when they were the Heatles, Kobe with the Lakers, Boston with Paul Pierce and them. You just kind of knew, like, okay, they're going to keep coming back. Yeah. And it was just a cycle, like, how long can they keep winning for straight? You know what I'm saying? We know they're going to be at the end. We'll just watch the finals. Not the NFL. Not the NFL. Parody, that word, the meaning of it, is literally, the example of it has been this NFL season. The example of it. You can't even argue it. Like, you can't even argue it. Think about this real quick. The 2 best teams record-wise are the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. Yo, and listen, and I don't want anyone being like, oh yeah, we knew that, no. No. None of y'all did. And the crazy thing about it is, both quarterbacks, especially coming into this season, were greatly slandered on every media platform you can find. Matter of fact, go to YouTube and look up Jalen Hurts before this season. Go and look up Kirk Cousins before this season. Even me, listen, I made a bracket on who I thought was going to finish out this season. Playoff teams, right? I already said that I felt like the Ravens and most likely the Cowboys were going to be the Super Bowl, opponents, right? And I simply said the Cowboys because I thought that this was going to be the year that they click. They haven't clicked in so long. I thought that with the weakness of the NFC, the inept ability of the NFC least that they're in, that it would just make them, put them in a prime position to get to the Super Bowl, which they would have a major letdown and the Ravens would be named, Super Bowl champions. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings have rained down everyone's parade. I'm talking the Tampa Bay Bucks, Green Bay Packers, the Saints. Hey, yo, listen, the Saints are one of the most picked teams to be a breakout team this season. Everybody has been thoroughly let down. Hey, let's not even talk about the AFC West, right? Most people were saying that 4 teams might come out of the AFC West. A lot of people were saying that. At least 3. At least 3. Maybe 4. 1 team's coming out of the AFC West. Just one, and we know who they get. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. And most people pick the Kansas City Chiefs to be either 4th or 3rd in their division. The Kansas City Chiefs are leading the AFC right now. And guess who is rated 2nd? The New York Jets. Jets, Jets. That's crazy. The parody. It makes the NFL the best drama on general television. It really does. It's like watching a reality television show for sports. Because that's what it is. Because It's just like Survivor. Listen, I'm old enough to remember the very first season of Survivor. I'm old enough to remember it, right? Nobody knew who was going to win. They were like, it was this old dude with like balding up here and stuff like that. He got it at the end. And everyone was like, oh my God. Like he was a celebrity for like 2-3 years because everyone's like, I can't believe he won that, right? He eked it out at the end. That's the NFL. It keeps people watching simply because usually you have multiple games. Like you have Sunday night, Sunday night. Then you have Monday, Thursday, right? But those are singular games on Monday and Thursday. Usually. But usually it's one game per week, per team. You get where I'm coming from? So every game means something. There usually are no, we can lose this. We can rest all of our starters. No. Unless you went 14, 15 games and you're 2 games up in the thing, you're like, we're going to rest our stars at the end of the season, last game of the season, because we're not going to risk injuries. We're going into the playoffs healthy. That's the only time you see it. It's the greatest show in America right now. Listen, you'll never hear me talk politics on my platform. Never. It's the most divisive thing you can ever talk about in today's society and culture. But when you looked at when Trump was in office, correct? Every media outlet, he was covered 24/7. 24/7. Must see TV all day, all night. When the NFL season is going, it's must see TV 24/7. It's so crazy because I grew up an NBA fan. When I was younger, I was a big Michael Jordan fan, then a big Allen Iverson fan. That guy really, that was my athlete. Listen, I was young, born into the Jordan era. So everybody, loved Jordan and what he contributed to the game of basketball. His dominance was second to none. But when you looked at the game, the changing of the game, and just somebody that was ready to buck the system a little bit, Allen Iverson literally was that. And it made me watch the NBA. The NBA has been on a downward spiral because they can't give the parity and the importance of each game that the NFL can give week in and week out. The NBA owned Christmas Day. Everybody knew that. When Christmas came along, the 2 things that you knew about was Santa Claus and NBA. The doubleheader and Santa Claus. If you're a Christian household, Jesus. Those 3, not 2, 3. If you're in a Christian household, conservative, whatever you want to say, it's Jesus, then Santa Claus, then the NBA. That's what we knew Christmas to be. Not anymore. Do you know the NFL outviewed them last year for Christmas? And I think outviewed them on Thanksgiving. No, Thanksgiving you already know, but yeah. They're just, the NFL, that's why you're seeing so many platforms fight for the right to show them. Because, I'm saying, look, I'm blessed to be able to be on a platform, to have people want to hear my viewpoint. The world, not just America, the world. If you actually go overseas and start looking, how many NFL fans are over there? Do you know the parity that it gives? Even in soccer, and soccer is the biggest sport in the world. When you start saying country by country, it's by far the biggest sport in the world. When you look at the parity of the NFL, it's not only unmatched and untouched. It's unnatural. It's something that we haven't seen in sports. When you talk about the World Cup, everybody knows Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Those teams, like, there's like 3 or 4 teams every year. Oh, yeah. France, Brazil. You know what I'm saying? That's who the countries that they're looking for. And then if it's regular, like during the year, whatever, Madrid. And then, like, there's only a couple teams that you know every single year is going to be in it. The NBA was founded on that. The Boston Celtics and Lakers dynasties went into the era, you know what I'm saying, was what solidified the NBA, and then the Jordan era took it to the sky. On that note of the NBA, Allen Iverson was one of the faces to save the NBA after Jordan's departure. Just FYI, because y'all didn't know that. And they've been on a downward spiral because they can't get people to watch. Because you can't trick people, right? At the end of the day, you can't trick people into watching a product that the players themselves are not believing in. The NBA players don't even believe in the product itself. They're pretty much saying, I'm just here to make money. NFL players, you know they're getting paid, but the importance of the games override everything because it's only 17. Think about this real quick. We were tripping at 16 games. It's only one more game. One more game a season. And we're like, oh my God, like the importance of that game. The only NFL game that no one cared about was the Pro Bowl. And think about it, it's only because it became a parody of itself. When people made it to the Pro Bowl, people was like, yo, this is a football game of the best of the best. So you're going to see some of the best plays, the best catches. But then no one wanted to get hurt or risk anything. So they're like, yo, we ain't fitting to play no defense. Defense was just out there to say, yo, I'm here. Right? So now they're doing away with it. Because it became a parody of itself. I just love how the NFL has done and conducted this season thus far. The only thing I can complain about are the referees because they've been annoying for the past couple seasons. They've been annoying this year. But outside of that, the parody in the NFL is so great. It's so just because you never know. And do you know what that does? That brings in revenue because not only does TV sales go through the roof because people's like, oh, I gotta watch. And I got to watch wherever I am. So that means if you're streaming, it brings in, and then it brings in gambling. You know why? Because at the end, anything can happen, right? You're given a better chance of those parlays hitting or those underdog picks hitting because it's any given Sunday. It's not the same way in the NBA and these other sports. It's not even close. It's not even close. I want to remind everybody, the New York Jets are leading their division. The New York Jets are leading their division. The Patriots are last, and they might make the playoffs. If that's not must-see TV, I don't know what is. Because us as human beings always want to be on the edge of our seats. We always want to not know what's happening next. It's like the old adage with magic trick. Everybody wants to see the magic trick, know how the magic trick is done. But once you know how it's done, it's no longer exciting. No one wants to watch it anymore. The NFL has retained their magic. They've bottled it. They understand how to use it. And that leads to views. That leads to fan dollars. And that leads to streaming and gambling sites making hand over fist dollars, pesos, yen, dinero. The NFL right now is printing money. They could be their own bank. Listen, the way they might end up becoming the National Football League Bank. where not only do you get to follow your teams state to state, but also follow your investments. Invest now, not only in the player, but yourself. Go NFL. I'm telling you. Parity reaps dollars. Dollars open up opportunities. Opportunities open up benefits. This is fact. That's no conjecture. Okay? That's how the world works. And that's what the NFL has done. And this year they've absolutely been amazing at it. Amazing. Good show, man. Good show. Hey, yo. But look, that's another episode of the Wunderkind Show. I thank you all for watching. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and you know I appreciate that. Please remember to like, subscribe, listen, and hit me back in the comments. I'm gonna respond. You know what I mean? I do like the banter back and forth. We're not gonna agree on everything. That's fair. But I like to know everybody's, viewpoints. So let me know in the comments. This is your boy Nitro with another episode of the Wunderkind Show, and you knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yeah.